And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, Saturday's breakup map still showing a flood watch out for Circle due to possible ice jam flood warning there out for the next couple of days. And then way down the Kuskokwim River, flood warnings remain out from Kwethlek and down into the greater Bethel area. And that's out until midday, Monday morning, as the Kuskokwim River continues to slowly see less ice, especially upstream here. Yukon, still quite a bit of ice along the Yukon River. And the Koyukuk River showing quite an extensive area of some open water, and the Kobuk River here has still that small area of open water there. Otherwise, the Noatak and North Slope River is still pretty well iced up. And from there, a lot of clouds here across southern Alaska, that all in conjunction with low pressure. Right around Kodiak Island and the front extending in and pushing eastward and bringing rain in across areas of southern Alaska. Not a bad day through the central interior out to the Kobuk Valley here and portions of the lower Yukon River Valley areas there. A lot of clouds, areas of light snow and flurries for the Arctic coast, locally down into the Brooks Range there. And another system here out to the west sliding eastward, but close enough to bring some rain to the central Aleutian areas, with the front right through here, low center there, tracking eastward now just south of Adak. On the chart, there's a position of that system out there with some areas of rain for the central Aleutians. Kind of a break here for the eastern Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, especially wind-wise, and dry conditions over the remainder of the Bering Sea. Weak trough here with some light snow along the northwest coast into the western Brooks Range, with areas of flurries and light snow showers across the eastern Arctic coast. Areas of sunshine today, mostly sunny Nenana up into the central interior here, and then coming south you get into the rain and clouds. We're actually getting into the clouds and rain here, especially from the North Gulf Coast into western Prince William Sound, southern Kenai Peninsula, and in toward Kamishak Bay here, and then along this trough some shower activity there into and across southern Kuskokwim Valley out to Cape Newenham. Rain, Kodiak Island beginning to push eastward here, approaching the north coast of the Panhandle this afternoon, and periods of rain up along the North Gulf Coast. Weak high pressure, keeping it mostly dry, but clouds are on the increase there. But still clear skies, temperatures in the upper 50s down over the southern Panhandle. For tonight, you'll see this low continues to slide eastward here, keeping it kind of wet and unsettled for the central Aleutians, beginning to push in toward the eastern areas there. Otherwise, winds light for the Bering Sea and some widely scattered shower activity, and that's about it, with high pressure centered farther out to the west there. Areas of light snow chances continue for the Arctic coast and locally over the North Slope, with periods of rain for the North Gulf Coast and rain on the increase here for the Panhandle, back in again toward Kamishak Bay, and variably cloudy over the central part of the state, but winds on the light side. And for Sunday, that front makes landfall and washes out here across the Panhandle, but that'll keep it wet or cloudy and occasionally wet there, with light rain at times or showers across the entire southeast coast, and about the same pattern for the North Gulf Coast as well. Mostly cloudy day for south central Alaska with a few showers around, and areas of rain and showers up into the eastern part of the state here, trailing back along this trough into northern Bristol Bay. This low now pushing off to the east there, just grazing the Alaska Peninsula there with some moisture, maybe some sun breaks for Kodiak Island. Better chance of some clearing here over the west coast areas there. Still some isolated snow showers, but nothing too significant up there over the Arctic coast. Winds really on the light side up there. Just kind of light and variable wind conditions on Sunday there for the entire Arctic coastal areas down into the Chukchi Sea. A little breezier here over the Bering Sea here, especially the Aleutians, southern Bering Sea and the Aleutians here, but really not all that windy, and then those winds diminish as you head west there toward the ridge of high pressure. And then on Monday, that ridge shifts eastward here ahead of the next big storm coming in, pushing a frontal system into the western Bering Sea, or northwest Bering. But the warm front pushing rain chances all the way down to the western Aleutians there. Could be quite a bit of clearing, maybe not as much as what's depicted here, but definitely dry with light winds And possible sunshine, central Aleutians into the Fox Islands, Pribilofs, that ridging into the southwest part of the state. A trough right along here will bring a chance of showers for the western Alaska Range into the Kuskokwim Valley, right up into the central and east side there. Look for cloudy skies with temperatures in the 50s and chance of light rain or showers across a pretty widespread area there of the eastern interior. And this system here, as it moves eastward, backing it up to tomorrow, takes a turn to the northeast, southwest flow, and you're back in a wet weather pattern there for the Panhandle, it looks like, with more rain and a little bit of an increase in the winds there as that reaches or pushes in toward the coast in the afternoon. And the rainfall not quite as far west here, but still a chance of some moisture into Prince William Sound. Look for afternoon showers to develop over the Chugach, Talkeetna Mountains there. Otherwise, not too bad. Maybe some clearing for Cook Inlet and pretty good out here to the west. Lows tonight in the 30s over the interior and lows in the teens and 20s for the Arctic coast and North Slope, in the 40s for the Panhandle, mid-30s for the Aleutians. Followed by highs tomorrow in the upper 30s to lower 40s for the Aleutians, lower 30s for the Pribilofs, and then upper 20s here for St. Lawrence Island. Highs in the 50s in the interior areas, more in toward the upper 40s down toward Kodiak Island, North Gulf Coast. And 40s and lower 50s for the southeast coast, 20s for the Arctic coast, 30s for the North Slope into the Brooks Range. Lows the following morning back down to 15 to 25 for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, all the way down into the northern Bering Sea, mid-20s here into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, upper 20s for the Pribilofs, and in the 30s for the remainder of the state, except the Panhandle, they'll be in the lower 40s. And the highs, not much warmer than the lows, upper 40s to near 50 for the southeast coast with more rain moving in there with that next system. 50s here over the interior areas, upper 40s for the North Gulf Coast, upper 30s to lower 40s for the Aleutians, and 25 to 35 for the Arctic coast and North Slope.